Hello everyone, this is Dr. K. Jagannayaki, Professor in MBA Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So let us learn what are the different types of terminology and definitions used in various modules of business economics. So after going through this topic, the learner will be able to understand the meaning and definitions of economics and what kind of branches are there in economics, and also about the demand, law of demand, then what do you mean by elasticity of demand. So we can able to understand the terms that are used in economics. So let us start with what is economics. So economics is a study of human activity both at individual and national level. Any activity involved in efforts aimed at earning money and spending this money to satisfy our wants such as food, clothing, shelter and others are called economic activities. So different people has given different definitions. So according to Adam Smith, who is also known as the father of economics, he defined economics as the study of nature and uses of national wealth. In the words of Dr. Alfred Marshall, one of the greatest economists of the 19th century, writes about economics as the study of man's actions in the ordinary business of life. It inquires how he gets his income and how he uses it. So that is known as economics. Then what is management? Management is the science and art of getting things done through people in formally organized groups. So that is known as management. And explain about managerial economics. Managerial economics, it refers to the firm's decision making process. It could be also interpreted as economics of management or industrial economics or business economics. Then describe the term microeconomics. So as we know, economics we have two types of branches. One is microeconomics, another one is macroeconomics. So microeconomics means the study of an individual consumer or a firm is called microeconomics. Micro means 1 millionth, very small. Microeconomics deals with behavior and problems of single individual and or of microorganization. It is concerned with the application of the concepts such as price theory, law of demand, and theories of market structure, capital budgeting, decisions, and also one can able to analyze the financial statements. Everything comes under microeconomics. Then elaborate the meaning of microeconomics. The study of aggregate or total level of economic activity in a country is called macroeconomics. It studies the flow of economic resources or factors of production such as land, labor, capital, organization, and technology from the resource owner to the business firms and then from the business firms to the households. So it is concerned with the level of employment in the economy. It discusses aggregate consumption, aggregate investment, price level, and payment, theories of employment, and so on. So everything comes under microeconomics. Then illustrate the meaning of business decision. Business decision making is essentially a process of selecting the best out of alternative opportunity open to the firm. So, for example, if the firm want to invest in two investment proposals, let us take proposal A and proposal B. So, which includes the estimated life of 5 years with an initial outlay of rupees 2 lakhs. Now, the management has limited funds. Both seems to be profitable to the management, but now the management has to decide which is best. So in this case, how the management they used to make decisions means they used to evaluate each and every available profitable proposals by using some appropriate methods to analyze and evaluate, and based on that they have to select one among them. So that process is known as decision making. Then what is demand? A product or service is said to have demand when three conditions are satisfied. So first of all, the buyer should have a desire to acquire the product. Just simply having desire is not at all sufficient, but he will also have willingness to pay for it. If he has willingness, then again he has to check the ability to pay the specified price for it. All three together is known as demand. One is desire, then willingness, and finally he has to put it into action. Then discuss the meaning of law of demand. The law of demand states the relationship between price and demand of a particular product or service. So, according to law of demand, we used to consider only two variables. One is price, another one is quantity demanded. So, according to law of demand, if price increases, the demand decreases. If price decreases, the demand increases. So, price and quantity demanded, they are inversely proportional to each other. So, that is known as law of demand. Then write a short notes on demand function. So, demand function is a function which describes a relationship between one variable and its determinants. So, D is equal to, it's a function of price, income, preferences, and price of competitors, etc. So, this function is known as demand function, and the factors that influence demand are known as demand determinants. The next, extend the meaning of elasticity of demand. So, elasticity of demand is nothing but the rate of responsiveness in the demand of a commodity for a given change in price or any other determinants of demand. So, it may be price, it may be income, it may be in terms of advertising, it may be changes of changes in terms of the preferences and taste of the consumer. As a result, we can find changes in terms of demand towards a particular product or service. So, based on the determinants of demand, price elasticity of demand can be categorized as price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, advertising elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand. Like that, we'll have different types of demand by taking into considering the determinants of demands. The next, recall about consumer demands. So, consumer goods refers to such products and services which are capable of satisfying human need. So the basic amenities, consumer goods means the essential goods like food, shelter, clothing, etc. So just by consuming these things, the human being will also have satisfaction. Then what are the producer goods? Producer goods are those which are used for further processing or production of goods and services to earn income. So like industry related goods. So these goods are useful only for business organizations. Then those goods are known as producer goods, machinery. Then even if you take the agricultural related products, all those things comes under producers goods. Then define forecasting. Forecasting helps to assess the likely demand for products and services and to plan accordingly. So in general, the demand forecasting is done based on the past sales as well as what is the current position of the business, and based on that they used to predict the future sales. So that is known as forecasting. And what is meant by demand forecasting? Demand forecasting is necessary to measure demand accurately in terms of quantity and its value for several purposes. Then what is meant by unit elasticity? The elasticity of demand is said to be unity when the change in demand is equal to the change in price. For example, there is a change in terms of price, 10% change in price, and the same change of 10% change in quantity demanded, then that is known as unit elasticity. Then what do you mean by utility? So utility is a measure by which consumers scale a preference on a good or service is quantified. Whereas production, on the other hand, is the quantity obtained from the use of the efficient combination of different factors and inputs. So, for example, if you take labor and capital, so what is the proportionate combination of these so that we can able to maximize our total profits, we can maximize our volume of production. So that and all it depends on the variables that are considering to assess factors and inputs. So what kind of combinations the company has to take so that they can maximize their profits. Then comes what is income? The net inflow of money, which is also known as purchasing power of a person over a certain period of time, is called income. So the income may be measured in different ways. Some people they may get daily basis, some people they will get weekly income, some people monthly, and some people yearly income. Then define saving. Saving is defined as income minus consumption. Whatever is left in the hands of an individual after meeting the consumption expenditure is called saving. So it is generated out of current income and also out of past income. Then coming to price elasticity of demand. So it measures the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price. The next, income elasticity of demand. It measures the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in consumer income. Then, cross elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of quantity demanded for one good to a change in the price of another good. So, these are some of the terminology and definitions used in Module 1. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.